Hello and welcome back. I'm Jasmine Braithwaite. In previous episodes, we've talked about what hypnosis is, what it isn't, how it compares to guided imagery, why awareness alone doesn't always create change, and why affirmations don't always work in the way many people hope it will. Today, I'd like to explore a different question. Why is hypnosis becoming more integrated in conversations about mental health and wellness, emotional well being, and personal growth? If hypnosis has existed for a very long time, why does it seem like more people are talking about it now? The answer may have less to do with hypnosis changing and more to do with the conversation we're having as a society. For many years, conversations about health often focused primarily on physical symptoms and medical treatment. Today, people are also talking about stress, emotional well being, resilience, burnout, habits, attention, sleep, mindfulness, and nervous system regulation. Many people are trying to understand not only how to feel better, but how to function more effectively in a world that often feels increasingly demanding and overstimulating. Maybe that's the person who feels exhausted before the workday even begins. Maybe it's someone who can't seem to shut their mind off at night. Maybe it's someone who knows exactly what they want to do, but struggle to follow through consistently. We're constantly processing information, managing responsibilities, navigating technology, and balancing multiple roles in our lives. As a result, people have become increasingly interested in understanding how their thoughts, emotions, habits, and automatic reactions influence their daily experience. And that shift has created space for conversations about approaches that focus on those areas. One of those approaches is, you guessed it, hypnosis. Now, hypnosis itself is not new. In fact, hypnosis has been studied and utilized in various healthcare and psychological settings for decades. What's changing is that more people are beginning to understand where hypnosis fits within the broader conversation about wellness and behavioral change. Think about how common certain phrases have become in recent years. People talk about being triggered, people talk about nervous system regulation. I hear nervous system all the time now, and it's something you hadn't heard maybe even 5 years ago. People talk about mindfulness. People talk about burnout. People talk about emotional resilience. These conversations are happening far more openly than they once did, and hypnosis naturally overlaps with many of those same topics. One reason for this is the growing popularity of mindfulness and self awareness practices. Many people today are familiar with meditation, mindfulness exercises, breathing techniques, such as somatic breathing, that one's a buzzword these days, and other practices that encourage focused attention and greater awareness of internal experiences. While hypnosis and mindfulness are not the same thing, they do share some similarities. Both involve focused attention, as I've mentioned in the past. Both encourage awareness of thoughts, emotions, and internal experiences. Both invite people to become more intentional rather than operating entirely on autopilot. One difference is that mindfulness is often centered around observation and awareness, while hypnosis frequently includes deliberate focus on reinforcing specific goals, perspectives, behaviors, or responses. For example, mindfulness may help someone notice that they become anxious before speaking up in meetings. Hypnosis may be used to reinforce a greater sense of calm, confidence, or comfort in those situations. As mindfulness became more mainstream, many people became more open to exploring other approaches that also involve focused attention and internal awareness. Another reason hypnosis is becoming more integrated into wellness conversations is the growing interest in nervous system regulation. Terms such as fight or flight, freeze, and stress responses have become part of everyday conversation in ways that would have been far less common years ago. People are increasingly interested in understanding why they react the way they do, why certain habits persist, and how emotional responses become conditioned over time. We've become more aware that many of our reactions happen automatically. We don't consciously choose every emotional response. We don't consciously choose every habit. Many of these patterns become familiar through repetition and experience. For example, someone may know they don't need to worry about an upcoming meeting, yet they still feel anxious every time it approaches. And someone else may genuinely want to exercise, save money, or go to bed earlier, but find themselves repeating the same patterns anyway. This growing awareness naturally overlaps with areas that hypnotherapists have been discussing for many, many years, including attention, automatic responses, learned patterns, and behavioral change. Another important factor is the growing body of research exploring hypnosis in healthcare and mental wellness settings. For a long time, many people's primary exposure to hypnosis came from stage performances and entertainment. Today, researchers have been studying hypnosis in a variety of contexts, including pain management, anxiety, medical procedures, stress related concerns, and behavioral interventions. Modern brain imaging studies have also helped researchers better understand what happens in the brain during hypnotic experiences. As research continues to grow, hypnosis is increasingly being discussed within professional healthcare, psychological, and wellness communities. And what's particularly interesting is that hypnosis is often not being viewed as a replacement for other approaches. Instead, it is frequently being integrated alongside them. Today, it is not unusual to see hypnosis discussed alongside mindfulness practices, cognitive behavioral approaches, stress management techniques, and relaxation strategies, and other wellness tools as well. Rather than existing in complete isolation, hypnosis is increasingly viewed as one component within a broader toolkit for supporting personal growth and well-being. Another reason people are drawn to hypnosis is that many individuals appreciate having practical tools they can actively participate in. People often want more than information. They want experiences. They want strategies they can apply. They want tools they can practice. This is one reason self hypnosis continues to attract interest. Many people appreciate having techniques they can use independently to reinforce relaxation, focus, confidence, motivation, or other desired outcomes. For example, someone might use self hypnosis before a presentation, before falling asleep, or while reinforcing a new habit they're trying to develop. As conversations around wellness continue to evolve, there is also growing recognition of the connection between mental and physical experiences. Stress can influence the body, thoughts can influence emotions, habits can influence health behaviors, perception can influence experience. I think they refer to it as the mind body connection, and that's a whole separate topic within itself. Most of us have experienced this firsthand. A stressful email can change how your body feels within seconds. A familiar worry can affect your mood before anything has actually happened. A long standing habit can continue even after you've decided you'd like to change it. As interest in these mind body relationships continue to grow, Hypnosis naturally becomes part of those conversations because it operates within many of the same areas of interest. So, when people ask why hypnosis seems to be gaining more attention, the answer may not be that hypnosis suddenly appeared or suddenly became useful. Hypnosis has been around for a very long time. What's changing is the conversation. People are becoming more interested in attention, habits, emotional regulation, stress management, mindfulness, resilience, and personal growth. Researchers are continuing to explore hypnosis in healthcare and psychological settings. Professionals are increasingly discussing how hypnosis may fit alongside other approaches. And individuals are looking for practical tools that support meaningful change. When you look at all of the trends together, it becomes easier to understand why hypnosis is becoming more integrated into modern mental wellness conversations. If you found value in today's conversation, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I share weekly content on hypnosis, personal growth, and practical ways to create meaningful change. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.